Good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to another NerdTube review of Star Trek Prodigy, Season 1, Episode 5, Terror Firma. Not Terra Firma, Terror Firma. On the planet that brings your wildest dreams or your biggest fears to life. So we start off with the cliffhanger that we left off on, literally a cliffhanger that we left off last week, where Gwen was trying to steal the protostar. The ship kind of crashed over the hills, but she took Murph and got in. I think the incomplete shuttlecraft from the previous episode before that one, and flew out and landed on the surface to be confronted by Dal and the crew. The crew's actually kind of like, Rock Talk and Jacob Pog and all them are like, she did save Murph, and Dal's like, no, she's the reason why it's, Dal's just being Dal. I don't like him. I can't even really deal with him. Gwen's got a broken leg. The crew's starting to show a little bit more sympathy towards Gwen. Hologram Janeway comes on, says, the protostar survived. We're crash land over. I've put a locator beacon on. So you guys just got to go 10 kilometers away or walk, get over 10 kilometers and get us. And so they're okay. Well, that's not a big deal. We'll just jump in the runaway and do it. Oh no, wait! The runaway has just been pulled underground by this sentient planet that is trying to keep them there. This reminds me of Dragon Ball episode. What is it? The one the when Goku's on Snake Way and he's running and the the snake lady's trying to get him to stay, and it's just that's what this reminded me of. So they start on foot, and as they're going on foot, they realize that the planet is terraforming around them. So they think they're going in circles. They keep getting turned around, but in all actuality, the landscape is changing so that they keep getting turned around anyway. So they're having a hard time getting to the protostar. Janeway is taking command of the vessel, and she is trying to keep the sentient planet tentacles from taking over the ship. Back with the crew, they're walking, and they keep on getting turned around. It's been a while. They get to it starts to acid rain, and they then go into apparently a Klingon ship, which, as I've said, is in the Delta Quadrant, and this is a little weird because the Delta Quadrant there. I mean, there's there's theories that say that the caretaker brought all these ships out there, and these are just the leftovers. That's why Jacob Pog got there in the sleeper ship. That's why this Klingon ship is there. That's why the other things. So that's why there's this Klingon ship out there that they take refuge in, and then they find a Mek'leth. And Dal's playing with the Mek'leth. Gwen and Dal have a moment, which I think for me felt very forced. But yeah, it was okay. And then they realize, oh, we can follow the stars. The stars will guide us. So they start following the stars. They get closer to the protostar. The Praetor, I think his name is the Praetor. The Praetor gets there, and they are tracked down by General Grievous, is what I'm going to call him because I don't remember what his stupid name is. He's a General Grievous wannabe. Starts chasing them around, and the planet actually saves them. They have a very Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring moment where they're hidden underneath the plant. The planet kind of put it the shrubbery, whatever you want to call it, over Rock Talk and the crew. They're down there and then leaning over. So it's like it's literally lifted from Lord of the Rings when the oh god, what are they called? The dark cloaked dead kings, ring bearers. I don't remember what they're called now. The Dark Riders, Black Riders, I think. Was it was like shot for shot that. Then he buggers off, and then they finally get closer. The Praetor is getting towards the ship, Gwen is calling to Gwen is oh, in the fight, Gwen's little cast thingy she made with her armor weapon programmable matter, I don't know what it was, got shut off, so she's crawling around because she can't really do that. The Praetor is there, and he's looking at the Protostar, and the Protostar is getting pulled down into the planet, and also Gwen's getting pulled down into the planet, forcing him to make a decision, and he decides to go with the Protostar. Well, duh, we knew that was going to happen. So yeah, so then it turns out that as he's approaching the Protostar, it turns out, oh, the planet was just showing him what he wanted to see. It was an okay twist. I honestly didn't see it coming, but that's because I kind of didn't care at that point. And so, I mean, there's a moment where, like, Janeway is, opening the, they say life forms are approaching, and then Janeway opens the hatch, and you're expecting the Praetor to come on board, and it's actually Dal. As I said, I didn't care at this point, and so that's why it kind of got me, but I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But as I said, I was kind of meh at that point of this episode. Um, and so they got on board. They rescue Gwen because Gwen was still being taken captive by the planet, and so they go to escape, and they head into warp off the planet. Then the Praetor ship is following them and catching them because we're doing Kelvin universe, you know, rules where it's like one ship at warp going warp 9.9 can get overtaken by another ship going warp at 9.9 because it's more menacing, I think. I don't know. But so what happens at the very end is they engage the Protostar, which is a device that is faster than warp, apparently. Huh, go figure. It engages it, opens up the back end, the nacelles go down, and then they just boom, and they're gone. So this pretty much explains how the Protostar got into the Delta Quadrant because of some big old super warp shenanigans. So it just depends how far away they got. How fast can this thing go? Is it twice the speed of warp 9.9? Warp, is it 10 times? Is it like the spore drive? Does it take them wherever in an instant? I doubt it, but it's still it's some sort of travel. My curiosity with this whole thing is, does the Protostar like get rid of, because if okay, so does a Protostar run in something other than dilithium? It seems like it does. Okay, what about Star Trek Discovery? They were still predominantly using dilithium in the 27th century, maybe 28th, I believe. And so that's when the burn happened, and that's when everything got Romfel stomped. Well, they didn't. Did not have this Protostar technology? Did the Protostar technology not work out? Protostar travel not work out? We don't know. It is interesting because it's just I don't know. Are they heading towards Federation space? Will we get to see more Janeway? I swear that there was talk that um, Chakotay was going to be in this, and I'm sure he's probably going to be in the second half. So does that mean that A, Chakotay either brings another Protostar to find the first Protostar, or B, does do they make it to Federation space and they meet Chakotay? I'm guessing probably the former. Chakotay comes looking for the Protostar. Yeah, I mean, this episode was okay. Not the worst episode, but it's only 5 episodes in. Like, and the first, I mean, we literally got 4 weeks of this. The first 2 episodes were 1 week. Episode 3, episode 4, and now episode 5. Like, that, there wasn't even enough for me to care about, really. I didn't care about anything. I didn't care about anybody in this show. Um, is it as bad as I thought? Yeah. I didn't think the show was going to be bad. I just didn't. I knew I wouldn't care. And I knew that this just wasn't. And now that they've split it, like even if it was a 10 episode run and they went through the whole 10 episodes, okay, that's fine. You get a full season. But they just went 5 episodes. Now I got to wait till January for the next ones. I don't even care enough to watch the second half. I really, really don't. Um, And this is what happens when Zam leaves me to do a Prodigy review. Uh, Janeway was very forced, I felt. And I'm not a huge Janeway fan anyway, so you're kind of, barking up the wrong tree with me. Um, yeah, so I mean, what would I give this episode out of 10? Probably like a 5, maybe a 6. I mean, it was all right, but am I ever going to go back and watch it again? Absolutely not. Maybe if I lose a bet, or if I have to go and like or if I ever want to go back and rewatch Prodigy. Maybe Prodigy gets great in the second season. Maybe I'll go back and watch the first season. But I mean, really, I don't care. There's a but, and I know everybody in the comments. Oh, it's for kids. Lighten up. Okay, I get it. This is not. I am not their target audience. I'm a middle-aged white dude. Like I am. It is not. It's not really. I am not the target audience. So me sitting here and telling you that I'm not really fond of Prodigy should not matter anyway, in my opinion. Zam is very much more into this show than I am, and I mean, I'm not into it. So, um, yeah. So, and I felt like they didn't give us enough. They didn't even give us enough for us to care. I felt like in these first 5 episodes, and that's sad for any Star Trek series. So, with that all being said, I appreciate you sitting through this. If you watched all the way through, please consider to give us a like, a comment, and subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest YouTube channel you kind of maybe sort of might have heard of. We are doing all Trek reviews. We do wrestling. We do Star Wars. We obviously do Star Trek. We do fan films and the such. So if you have a fancy, please check out our channel and just let us know what you think. I'm Cousin Cheeto, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Catch you later.